Hey friend, welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie and we are checking in for your energies, Pisces. Sun, moon and rising will be the most dominant. Let's peek and see what is going on for your journey. I've taken a couple of days off. I did do some readings. I don't know what is going on. They just keep corrupting, so I've just taken a break. I had some beautiful sessions come in for you guys, but obviously the messages weren't meant to come through. So let's see what Spirit has for you today. I'm going to do a Celtic cross and connect in and go from there. Energetically, I do feel like there is a bit of an expansion going on in the sense of, perhaps coming into some realizations of certain things or looking at things with finer detail as you're, navigating your life right now and what matters and what's important to you and how you're feeling about things. So, yeah, let's connect in, see what Spirit has. So let's look at the current situation. Wow, we've got two here. We have got the Star and Eight of Wands. Okay. Let's have a look at the challenge. The Mother Star. What's influencing this situation? You've got the Page of Pentacles. I'm just going to push this down a little bit. The past as it's impacting the present. Wow, okay. The Six of Wands and the Ten of Swords. I'll just put that there. Let's have a look at our thoughts. We've got the Knight of Wands. This is the near future. We've got the Knight of Swords. Your power in this situation right now. Wow. I'm going to take this one because that's what has flipped over. So you've got the Five of Wands. Current environment. You've got the King of Wands. Hopes and fears, Wheel of Fortune, and then the potential outcome. Potential outcome for our Pisces. Thank you, Spirit. Justice. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's have a quick peek underneath. Six of Pentacles, Two of Swords, the Devil energy. Okay. Oh, we have another flipper. We've got the Magician. So let's just put that with the potential outcome. Okay. Pisces. Wow. Well, it seems right now with this current energy, you have the Star and the Eight of Wands. So when we connect into the Star with the Eight of Wands, there's some hope of some good news coming towards you. Maybe some form of good communication. Yeah, I feel like good news, something opening up here that if it isn't already, just something, I feel like something worthy happening, some form of engagement in terms of conversation, something coming your way. That's what this situation is about, some hope around that. In terms of what's challenging this is the Mother Star card. And this is a yes energy. This is a go energy. This is kind of like, if you've heard me say this before, if you're new here, I'll explain it. For those who are here before or who are here often, you probably already heard me say this, but this is a card I feel about. It's kind of a combination of the Empress energy, the Magician energy. She's got all the resources available to her, okay? It's feminine energy, and it's also confirmation of that, yes, that desire. And I feel like whatever's happening here is turning in direction, but this could be feeling like, if this is a challenge, this could be feeling like nothing is going anywhere right now. The hope and the desire for the news or the connection point, but then this sitting in a challenge kind of feels like there's some stuck energy that's happening right now, okay? In terms of what's influencing this, in addition to that, you do have the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles is and offer an opportunity. Maybe some of you, if you are starting something new, maybe it is to do with a career or some form of work, or someone expressing interest. Right now, I feel like the energies, again, this still feels like a little bit held back energy. I don't know if this is belief in yourself or the possibilities. I don't know, some of you are undercharging. There's something here about the goodness of it, but maybe, should you be shooting a little higher here? Because it seems like you have what you need to progress, but there could be something here with this stuck energy because it's not happening. Sometimes we just settle for how things or what's presented to us. So I feel like don't allow that to be, to kind of squash you down is how it's coming across here. I think this is about remembering who you are, what you bring to the table. But I think this is also a curious energy, right? To see where something can lead, to see where something can go. So there's kind of two parts here. Where are you potentially settling in something, but where are you potentially not seeing the benefit or the opportunity in what you can do with this as well? So whatever does come towards you, because it does seem like something is coming towards you or someone is coming towards you here, and it is starting off on a solid foundation or can start from a solid foundation and grow. But maybe some of you are trying to get into a new profession. There's something here about the skills and talents that you already have, or already the goodness, like I said, that you put into something or someone can present here. But I feel this is something that wants to expand, but you could either be shutting it off or you could be accepting too little. So you need to see where you sit with that in terms of your own energy. In terms of the past, you've got the 6 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. So there's something here that I feel at one point in time, you were getting a lot of recognition. You were getting a lot of wins on the table here around something, around someone. It could, like I said, be attention. You feel like you've achieved great things. And maybe right now, something that you were doing really well or was working really well no longer is. So there's something here out in your life that 2 parts, inside recognition of self and outside recognition of others. That could be a bit of, a driver or motivator, but it's also something here too that has ended. So there has been some form of ending here where you did feel acknowledged, you did feel seen, you did feel supported, and then that came to an end. So that could be a relationship, it could be in the workplace. So you take what resonates there. But in terms of the mind and how this could be impacting you as well with this Knight of Wands, where's the fun right now that you're experiencing, Pisces? Again, what are you looking at in terms of the energy of this situation? Because the Knight of Wands can come in, fun, adventurous, explorative, seeing what happens. It can also be one that is more about intensity than consistency. So be mindful of that, in terms of a person that you're dealing with, the work that you're doing, how you're feeling about something, what are the strides? How's the energy? Because I feel for some of you, there's just this intensity. I'm here or I'm doing this and it's all in, and then the energy may withdraw for a period, and then it's like all in, and then withdraw for a period. So I feel like this could be impacting you. So maybe there's some ideas that you get excited about and then you kind of stop and don't go anywhere with. And this could be part 2, wondering whether you have enough to potentially give, or enough skills or enough talents, or who's going to believe in you or who's going to pay you. Sometimes we can have these thoughts that sit subconsciously, maybe not out loud, but subconsciously, and that's where we may retract. This could also be a person that you're dealing with. They come in, they show you how much you mean to them, how much you matter, or they really value you as a person, and then they may withdraw or no longer give to that. And it makes you sometimes question yourself. And it's very difficult when it's the action of others that sometimes we may take that on, but that's a reflection of them in that situation. Of course, look at what did you contribute? Did you accept things that you shouldn't be accepting? Did you not speak up? Did you, what are those parts? There's always something, I feel when sometimes we get into any type of relationship dynamic, right? Sometimes things can be really either great in the beginning or we've accepted things sometimes for how they are, and we choose to ignore the red flags, but because we think people have good intentions, right? Or like to think they have good intentions. But when we, go further down the track and then finally look back, we're like, oh yeah, they were that type of person, and I kind of missed or ignored them, the red flags, because I didn't want to be insecure, or I just didn't think it was going to be that much of a big deal, or I thought maybe, they're just going through something right now, whatever it may be. So I feel like that's coming a little bit in play here. There could have even been, some of that energy where, again, you're the prize. Someone did everything to secure your connection, to secure your friendship, to secure your love, to secure you in the workplace. But then something changed. So I feel like that this is part of what's going on in your mind on what drives that frequency, that longevity of feeling connected to something, and that you're in the right thing, doing the right thing, and it makes you happy. But I feel like something needs to change gears here, and we will get to it, because there is a King of Wands and you do have a Knight of Wands. So something's maturing and growing here. In terms of the near future, you do have a Knight of Swords as well. So that also is talking about the energy going into something. This Knight also is one that could be expressing something here. For some reason, the word coming through is temporarily. And when someone is feeling something and it's like the heat of the moment, and there's that expression here. This could also be about the waiting of news, because this Eight of Wands is focusing on this Knight of Swords, and this Knight of Swords is focusing on this Eight of Wands. So there's something about activity, conversation, communication, movement here that I feel you've been waiting on, and I do feel this will come through. Interestingly, though, the power in this situation is the Five of Wands. You're in high position here for whatever competing energy that's around this situation, or in terms of what you should be doing. So I feel if this is your strength, Pisces, you're in high demand here. Okay, you're very seen and you're very acknowledged, and this is what it could be. The way that you're challenging something right now, in whatever capacity, is an important part to this. So obviously, approach and the way something is, whether it's an energetic thing or a communicative thing, be mindful of that, right? But whatever it is that you're challenging or you're not seeing as on the same page, whatever you're identifying here with this Five of Wands, this is your power. So there's something here that you're acknowledging around some form of communication or some form of connection point, okay? So what are you going to do with this? That's going to be the key thing here. Because in terms of the environment, you do have a King of Wands energy. So you may have a fire sign around you, which is Aries, Sag, Leo. Okay, that could be someone, who's quite in a leadership role, or someone around you who's just a go-getter, makes things happen. They're very focused, they're very determined here. But there seems to be something that is desired to change. So if this is about your career and about your focus and about your goals and making things happen, the hope and fear sitting here is the Wheel of Fortune. So there's a desire for some form of change. And whatever that change is, in terms of growth, in terms of expansion, in terms of working in your favor, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune is about destiny. This could go either which way, right? Because as one door closes and another one opens, or one opens and one closes, either which way around, something changes with that. And this seems to be around some form of focus or dedication, or a specific person right now that you could be dealing with. It's interesting because I don't feel like you're worried. I feel like you're trying to drive it in your own way. But at the same time, I do feel you're sitting back. So I don't feel like you're trying to control a situation. I feel like you're trying to hold space for whatever this change or this thing that you're trying to accomplish right now. And maybe you don't speak up, right? Maybe you don't speak up. Maybe you do try to keep things light and fun. But maybe there is something that you need to speak out, but you're concerned of what that will bring. But your power is having some form of either two parts. And this is interesting. I don't know why this message is coming up. This is going to be very specific for someone who may be going through a rough time in a relationship right now. I feel this energy is asking you to step up your game a little bit. And what I mean by that, how are you taking care of yourself and how are you feeling good about yourself, that you know how you show up, how you take care of yourself energetically, physically, all the things that nothing compares to you. Okay? But this is not about the other person. This is about you taking care of you. For some reason, this is coming up quite strongly with this Five of Wands. You know, where you've been tired, perhaps drained, you know, maybe you're focused on the kids, maybe you're working and focused on kids, maybe you're working your butt off to achieve something, maybe you're trying to, you know, deal with things on an emotional front, but trying to, like I said, keep things light and fun, not being, you know, too challenging in terms of situations that you may not like, you're people pleasing, whatever this is, there's something here about you, I feel, standing up and showing who you are, because that's going to give you a different energy around this situation. And I feel it's going to put things in a very different position because this is supportive energy. This is your power. So yeah, be mindful of that. And again, take what resonates, guys, and where you're feeling right now that something is out of alignment or something is, you strongly desire something is yours. And what are you willing to do to acquire that, you know? Again, I don't feel this is a controlling energy. I feel this is a more contained energy, and someone standing up for what they believe in, but showing that and embodying that in full energy. And if you don't know what to do right now, that's okay to stand back and assess the situation. But there's one thing you're being asked is to focus. Focus on what you want. Focus on your goal and keep going towards that. No matter what's going on, it's kind of like don't stop here. Keep driving forward because something here is going to turn. Something here is going to turn, okay? And when we get towards the outcome, you've got the Justice and the Magician. So this is also telling us here the truth that you need, the things that you're desiring here to work out in your favor, the things that you've been manifesting, wanting, hoping for, desiring that may have felt blocked. This is telling us this is coming forward. This is coming in. Okay. I feel this is allowing you to breathe in a way that's true to you, right? In a way that's true to you. Something you've been wanting and desiring, not what other people want. This is about what you want. You know, sometimes too, when you have a certain person or a situation in your life you're carrying the heaviness of, but when you finally speak up, you know, maybe there's always something that you've wanted to say or something you've wanted to express, but you've held back and it kind of, you might shove it out of the way, but it eats a little bit at you. And then when you finally speak about it or express it, it has no power anymore. And you actually feel really good about how you've shown up and expressed yourself. And sometimes too, maybe we don't feel great in the way that we've handled something, but we've released it and it's not a thing anymore. But what the consequences thereafter, I don't know, right? We all operate a little bit differently, and how people receive things too a little differently. So, but there's something here about, I feel, the freedom of this achievement or this goal that is coming towards you, and I feel like you finally get that win that you've been wanting, that support, that thing in your life that finally feels like, yes, this is working. This is the thing that I've been wanting, and it's showing up here. Okay, I feel like this is showing up here I feel both in mind and physical aspects. I'm just going to get a couple more here. to see what this manifestation is about. Thank you, Spirit. What's this manifestation about? 7 of Pentacles. And the World. Yeah, something's turning here. Exactly. Wow. So you have both the World energy and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So there is something closing out, which feels more like a cycle or something you've been wanting to come to an end. You know, some area of your life you've been wanting to come to an end, but opening up to the goodness, to maybe you've, like I said, worked really hard and you're just waiting for this thing to show up in your life. Maybe this has been years in the making, but there's just been so much going on in your life. It just hasn't had the energy. Maybe you've been dealing with so much. You haven't been able to, you know, really focus on that or put that as a priority, whatever this energy is about for you. But I feel with this is something that you've already invested in. This is something that you've already put your time, effort, energy. You've managed to work and made it work for you. And now it's kind of like, let's go all in, okay? Let's go all in. I'm going to invest in this. I'm going to keep going here. And I feel you haven't given up and the energy is still been floating and still been working in your vortex. And this is where you're going to see now, wherever you haven't felt you've been rewarded or the universe hasn't gifted you, this is letting us know that again, there was either some lesson or something here that needed to be closed out. And maybe it is part of you standing up for yourself and what you believe in and going hard for what you want. This could be other people competing for something that you want or something that you want to achieve. But this could be your own internal person, right? Battling your way through to stay focused, okay? To stay focused on what you want or to believe in something. Or maybe you're seeing here, you know, this isn't adding up. The way that they're showing up, the way that they keep doing certain things, this isn't adding up to me. And maybe this is you being determined or someone showing you or expressing to you and helping you drive this forward to go, hey friend, or hey beautiful, or hey mate, like, what are you doing? Stop doing this. Let's pull you out. Let's focus here. How can we help you get here? Let's make this happen. And I feel like that's what's happening here, okay? Again, it's like you've been already invested in this thing, this person, this situation, or you're being asked, go and invest here. Invest in the thing that you truly desire. Invest in the thing that makes you feel, you know, that's your truth. Where things do make sense, where things are clear, where you can breathe and feel the fun, the freedom in it, even though you may be still working hard towards it. And that's what I think's happening here. And this is the goodness that's coming with this Wheel of Fortune. This is the goodness. This is the smile. This is the open door. This is, thank God, thank universe, like we finally did it. But it's something needs to kick out, and I think a big part of this is your drive and your expression towards something right now. I feel like there's been some cycle that could be repeating, and like I said, it could be intensity versus consistency in something or the way someone is showing up. And I feel like this is what's changing here. I feel like you're going all in on something or being asked to go all in on something. I'm going to leave it there, dear Pisces. As always, appreciate you being here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you feel connected. And I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye now.